fact that the most impactful opportunities are in low and middle income countries mean that when trying to improve people's health, you should donate to those countries? Well, it depends. Like everything we discuss in this course, your decisions should be influenced by both empirical facts and by your own morals and principles. Many people feel that they should be giving locally, to their community or their country. They might feel they have an obligation to those closer to them, or even that they just care about their fellow citizens more than people elsewhere. Facts don't override your ethical views, but your ethical views also should never lead you to ignore the facts. The empirical facts determine which courses of action are possible, while your ethical views direct the path you choose to take. Informed decision-making should always take into account both of these components. Concretely, if you're considering donating about $15,000 to improve children's lives, then first of all, wow, that's quite generous of you. But more to the point, if you live in a high-income country, there's a chance you prefer to help a child in your country than in another country far away. But even if that's so, those are not the options you have at hand, given the cost-effectiveness analyses we've already seen. A more action-relevant question is whether you prefer to help a single American child, for example, perform 6% better in math and reading, or prevent 3,200 Ugandan children from getting malaria. Regardless of your ethics and values, that's the decision you're making. Which option is the right one genuinely does depend on your value system. Another reason people like donating locally is that it seems like a reasonable division of resources and a good tool for coordination. If everyone just took care of their own community, then all those in need would be helped, right? Unfortunately, the extreme geographic disparities we've already discussed come into play here again. The vast majority of people prefer to donate close to home, but rich people live close to other rich people, from the national level all the way down to the neighborhood level. So there are more people to give in rich countries and less people in need. The inverse is also true. Low-income areas have less people able to give and more people in need. Let's see how this plays out in practice. For example, in Niger, the population loses 15 million healthy years of life every year. This is what's called Niger's burden of disease, measured in DALYs. Yet the total amount of donations sent to the country annually is $622 million. This includes not just donations for health purposes, but also for development aid and more. So on average, for every DALY lost in Niger, less than $58 are donated to help the people of Niger cope. On the other hand, if we shift our attention to Silicon Valley, it's much smaller and healthier than Niger. So it only has a burden of disease of about 20,000 DALYs per year. But it's home to many of the world's most successful tech companies, who are very keen on giving locally to their own community. The Silicon Valley Community Foundation alone donated about $863 million to causes directed specifically at helping people in Silicon Valley. This means that for every DALY lost in Silicon Valley, people donate somewhere around $43,000 to help, and possibly much more. This is roughly 741 times higher than in Niger. Many people want to help their own local community, but if you do so, it's worth also taking into consideration the context in which your donation will be received.